participant from the playoff last year, the Florida International Panthers. For EA Sports College Football, I'm Reese Davis, joined here in the booth by David Pollack and Jesse Palmer. And guys, let's get this thing started. FIU will kick it off to get things underway. Just into the end zone, and he'll bring it out. Really disciplined job by the coverage unit to get down there and make the stop at the 19. So Maryland's offense takes the field. And last week, you want to talk about a guy using every tool in the bag from the running back position. David, this guy did.
He was a monster, man. I think when you turned on the tape this week, you saw him, man. So many different ways he can hurt you, and he can be a focal point of this offense. The defense, they know well and good of what happened last week. And their first objective this week, Palmer, is to stop that dude.
Yeah, they know the entire offense goes through him. All week long, they've been stressing. Tackling, staying in your gaps, winning at the point of attack, getting as many hacks of the football as humanly possible, because you can't shut this guy down. You can only hope to contain him, but what a challenge this defense faces today.
Give to the running back. Some hard running there, but just too many defenders as he stopped for a loss. The Terrapins in a hurry up. On 3rd and long, trying to have a big completion here. He's got it for a big play. Sprinting away. He flips his field in an instant, and he's got him set up at the 20. Looks as if we have an injury on that last play, and we'll take a break to check him out. They're in overdrive already into the red zone. It's 1st and 10 from the 20. Use the play fake, now to throw. Incomplete. He had to get rid of it before he wanted to. The defense put the heat on.
I think for the quarterback, he's going to have to be so good with his eyes in this game. You're going up against one of the best defenses in the country. You've got to look guys off, especially when you're trying to throw your primary target like he was on that last one.
Release to the back. Tosses it incomplete.
Well, on the opening drive of the game, establishing a little bit of cadence offensively is really, really important. They've done some good things on this first drive to put them in this situation. Obviously, you just threw an incompletion on 2nd down. Likely going to throw it again here right now. Quarterback has just got to settle in.
He'll take a shot. Right through his hands. He had a touchdown. It just didn't look the ball in. It'll be 4th down. And it looks as if they're going to try a field goal. From the left hash, he'll try to bend in a 37-yarder. The official says no good. And as a miss, guys, the score stays right where it is. So the FIU Panthers offense will get the ball for the first time. And what a performance, an aerial show from this guy in the last game, and he has to have a ton of confidence coming into this one, Dave.
Yeah, it was a great week. And watching that tape before this game, like you could tell, man, he was seeing it quick. The ball was coming out. Just touchdowns at will. A really nice day. And I think, Jesse, you take that and you start to build on it for this offense and really continue to trust him to make plays through the air.
Yeah, that's a good point. I think he really earned his offensive coordinator's trust after that performance. So I'm anticipating the playbook to expand a little bit in this game. Maybe see some new schemes in the pass game just based on what this guy was able to do the last time he took the field.
To the air on 2nd down. Throws to the tight end. And he's got enough for the 1st down. They'll mark it at the 34. Here's his offense with a fresh set of downs. The give on the option. Crosses the 45. Brings into the open. Inside the 35. Knocked out of bounds. This offense with a big play, and they'll mark it at the 33.
How nice is it in an offense when you can generate explosive plays by running the football? You got to force feed this guy, man. He is an absolute game changer.
Knocked down at the 29 after a pickup of 4. All right, guys, let's talk about Florida International. They've jumped to the top of the conference standings. Now the trick is finding a way to stay there.
Well, and that's your goal to start the season. It's always about the conference first. It's not about the national championship picture. So great job taking care of business within the conference, Jesse, but a lot of meat still left on the schedule.
Yeah, and remember, conference championships mean a lot because the way the college football playoff is set up, if you're winning your conference championship, you're probably in the playoff discussion. So they've got a lot of games ahead. They're in that prime spot right now inside their conference. They've got to keep playing well.
Throwing right. Makes the grab. Got enough to move the sticks. First down from the 17.
When you're throwing these comeback routes, man, the timing has got to be so good between the two of them because you know the ball is going to be in the air a long time. You can't throw it late. It's going to get picked. That time, really nice job getting it out early, and the receiver doing a nice job on his route so that the ball was right on him as soon as he turned around.
He stopped at the 14-yard line, and they'll stay on the attack from there. Second down coming up on this red zone opportunity. The give to the back. What a tackle in the backfield. He'll lose 6 on the play.
I love when defensive backs come up and they are physical and they stick their face in the fan and they aren't scared. Talking to the defensive coordinator coming into this game, he knew his DBs had to tackle well. They had to get these running backs on the ground. Great start on this first drive.
Off the bootleg to buy a little space. It's complete to the right. They wrestle him down at the 16-yard line. A third down stop now to see what they do on fourth down. They'll have to settle for a field goal attempt. And this one is perfect. And with that, they break the seal on the scoring. It's 3-0.
This is a team that really prides themselves on starting fast. We've seen that before, and here they are playing at home today. Nice job on the opening drive. Lots of poise, good emotion. They don't get the touchdown they would have liked, but they kick a nice field goal. They've got the lead. Head coach has to be happy.
Here comes the Maryland offense back onto the field. They're going to need to get something started, finding themselves in a 3-0 hole. Off the play fake on first down to throw. Got a man. It's Norrad. Made a defender miss. Now across the 40 and forced out of bounds at the 42. And now this offense is clicking.
And that's why this guy is such a weapon in this offense, because you don't have to throw it far downfield. Just get the ball in his hands. He catches it close to the line of scrimmage, but look what he was able to do after the catch. He gets an explosive play for this offense.
And the Terrapins want to crank the tempo.
Offenses love the explosive plays through the air, pushing the ball down the field. And look at this. Sometimes it creates some momentum, and you want to capitalize. So you go get on the ball and get ready to run some no-huddle.
They stop him almost immediately. Short gain there, and still a little ground to cover to pick up the first. Goes to the option. Stays in, still on his feet. They make the stop, and he'll have enough yardage for a first down. The Terrapins come to the line with a new set of downs. Looking to throw on first down. Can't make the connection, and the defense putting on the heat and forcing the incompletion. Working well behind the sticks on second down. Defense going to jam these receivers right off the line. Grabbed over the middle. It's Lamb. He's brought down quickly. Minimal gain there. Still been short of the first down. In the gun and looking to throw on third down. Just too much heat that time, and they knock him down at the 31. They're happy enough to try to take the points as the field goal unit heads out. And this field goal attempt will be a 40. He's got the ball. That one's live. Man down on the play as the officials take a break to let him be checked out. This drive will get started from the 37-yard line. Looking downfield on first down. Makes the grab. It's Smith. Major gaps in that defense, and he got loose, and they finally knocked him down at the 41. Wonder if they'll be conservative on 1st and 10. Lost a throw on first down. Just too much juice on that one as he airmails his receiver out of bounds.
That's a ball that this offense should be able to complete. They had the coverage they wanted. Receiver ran on the route. Just an inaccurate throw by the quarterback.
Motion from the wide receiver. Quarterback flips it ahead quickly to the receiver. The defense wouldn't let him loose, and even though it's a completion, they lost yardage.
Really nice job by the cornerback. Hey, a lot of cornerbacks want to cover. They want to drop back. They're not really about that life. They don't want to be the tackling kind of guy. They're like, yeah, leave that to the linebackers. That dude committed, came up, made a nice tackle.
Off play action. The sweet feet keeping the play alive. Nothing open downfield, so he'll just toss it away. FIU will line up to punt. He ought to be able to use this first punt to pin him deep. Gets the first one of the day out of there. He ought to be fresh. They only used him twice in that victory last week. That's the end of the quarter, and FIU is on top. And we've reached the end of one. Before we move on, let's take a look at our stats so far. Lots of time left and ready to go back at it here in the second quarter. So after the break, they'll go back to work. Wants to throw on first down off the play fake. Finds his big tight end. Tackled almost immediately. They're well short of the first down. They'll move the tight end. The play action fake. And they get to the quarterback and knock him down back at the 16.
This defense, they are tenacious, and they've got guys out front that are athletic and that are so strong and can collapse the pocket. You saw it right there in that play action.
Now a lot of work to do to move the chains, keep this drive alive after that earlier sack. Under fire. And just left that pass short. Not enough juice on that one. And the Terrapins line up to punt it away. This will be their first punt of the afternoon. Boots' first of the day away was called on 4 times in the victory last week. Makes a move. Really nice job all the way around. Got a few drives, made a couple of moves, and a good return on that one before he's pushed out of bounds. Guys, FIU ready to go back to work on offense. They had to punt it away on their last possession, but man, what great field position this time.
I mean, this is awesome. Like, last possession didn't go great. Now you're set up in an opportunity to get some points. Start thinking about what plays I like, Jesse, as I cross the field.
There are a lot of offensive coordinators out there, David, and in this position, they like to take a shot right away and try and capitalize on this field position.
They make the stop right at the 30-yard line, but it's a 10-yard pickup and a first down.
When the running back gets going and gets ahead of steam like that, so hard to get to the ground. That's why you blitz. That's why you bring pressure. That's why you bring more guys in the box so you can get him before he gets going. Once he got going, you could tell it was hard to get a hand on him, hard to get him to the ground.
Hey, man, if you're going to force incompletions when the QB's throwing to the tight end, you better be physical. Nice job with the hit, forcing that incompletion.
Trying play action. Fire to the right, complete. And they pick up just a few on that completion.
That's a good job by the drag route there, understanding its zone coverage. So instead of continuing to run across the field, he settles down into an open spot, making it easy for his quarterback.
Shotgun snap, wants to throw it on third. They're working that left side. They've got enough for the first down, and they're in the red zone at the 20.
All right, defense. It ain't working, right? They're stringing together several first downs here. We're going to need to change this up, find something we can disrupt the quarterback and mess up this offense a little bit.
He's wrestled to the ground right at the 15-yard line, and a big red zone opportunity here. After the productive first down play, it's 2nd and 6. Back to pass. A little screen to the running back. The ball is down at the 14 after that grab.
Well, it's important in this game, this offense gets the running back involved out in the perimeter in space where he can do some damage. That time they got it to him throwing the football. Picked up a couple of yards, but it gives the defense something to think about.
They're going back to the ground. from inside his own 5. He was hoping for something a little more dynamic, but they get him on the ground at the 20. Maryland has the ball back in this Terrapin offense ready to go. We'll see if they can be a little more productive this time around. A 3-and-out the last time they had the ball. Looking for room. It's Norad. Oh, he's got some space. Good, solid, determined run there. They'll mark him down at the 27.
And you're seeing the offense now mix up the tempos. After a successful run, they're now going hurry up.
Finds the tight end. He moves the chains, and they'll mark the ball at the 33. The Terrapins want to move quickly.
For you coming into this game, if they throw completions and get first downs, that's when they like to change up the tempo and go faster, seeing it here.
And that defensive penetration gave him no chance, and he is ridden out of bounds. And the Terrapins with a long way to go after the loss on the last play. They'll go to work in the air on second down. And that's not the way they drew it up. It's incomplete.
The offense just has not been able to find a way to get their rhythm going here in the first half. We just haven't seen it in the passing game. That was a really good example of it again. If they're going to score more points in the second half, they've got to make some adjustments here at halftime.
Lost one deep down the right side. And they wanted it all on third down, but now dealing with fourth down. The Terrapins will line up to punt it away. This will be the second time they've had to kick it away. Just needs a crack to get a return. Returns like that are why you don't settle for the fair catch if you don't have to. Picks up just a little bit of yards to help out the yoke. The Florida International offense is back on the field. No reason to be in a big rush. They have some time here late in the half. Last drive went for 6. We'll see if they can do it again. From the gun, the running back looking for room. Turns it on midfield. Defense caught out of position, and they get him down finally at the 38.
Offensive coordinators feel really smart when the run game opens, especially early in the game, because now everything is at their disposal, and the defense is already on their heels.
Looking to throw on first down. They stop him at the 22. 15-yard pickup on the play, and a first down just outside the red zone. Down to 2 minutes before the half, and they'll take the timeout and see if they can add a little more before the break. From the 22 on 1st and 10. Motion from the wideout. They'll leave it with him. Can't get him to the ground. Not much running room there thanks to this senior defender.
And a nice second effort by the back to break a tackle. But how about those defensive backs willing to come up, stick their face in the fan, and make a tackle?
There he goes. Really good job by everybody there. Well blocked, good run, and a first down. We got a timeout here late in the first half, and they'll try to get more points on the board before the break. The Panthers trying to pay off the threat on 1st and goal. Let's go. They'll try to get it in with the run. He just kept those big, powerful thighs churning, but he'll be knocked down at the 1. The defense going to stop the clock with a timeout. They want to make sure they have everybody on the same page. Looking for just 1 more yard. It's 2nd and goal. They'll move the wide receiver. Touch pass on the jet sweep. He's trying to get it in. And he's almost there. He'll go all the way. Touchdown, FIU. They are seizing control and taking away hope as they push out the lead in this Week 8 showdown.
Big-time players make big plays in big games, man. It seems like each and every week when this guy has an opportunity in the end zone, he's coming up with a big one. That time, great job focusing your concentration. Defense not able to cover him. That's his now 10th receiving touchdown on the year.
And he takes this from inside the 5. He's forced out of bounds at his own 19-yard line. An excellent job of coverage on that one. Looks as if we have an injury on that last play, and we'll take a break to check him out. They take over late in the half, enough time to put together a drive. He'll start this drive firing. And he gets there. And they get him down at the 14-yard line. These guys are bringing serious heat. They are like sharks swarming and just getting after the pass. That one never had a chance. Incomplete.
This offense really is putting themselves behind the 8 ball right now in this drive. Sack first down, just throwing incompletion. So 3rd in California. Defense knows you're probably going to throw it. What can you dial up here?
On 3rd and long, a check down would be the last resort. Makes the catch. What a play by this defense, and they stop him short. It'll be 4th down. Referee signals timeout. It's the defense wanting to make sure that they have everything just right with a big play coming. He'll field the punt and try to make something happen. He's got great speed. That nifty return sets up the offense and negates some of the yardage on the punt. FIU gets it back, and the Panthers will send the offense back onto the field. This has been an impressive first half, and Jesse, they'd love nothing better than to tack another one on before the break.
Why would they want to stop at this point? Everything they've dialed up, they've been able to execute throwing and running the football.
And how critical is it for this defense to get a stop down right now before the half? They can create some momentum on their side by getting a stop before the half.
So now it's 2nd and long. After the incompletion, they go back up top. On the move, he fires. Complete to the right. They get him down at the 36. It will be a 1st down.
One of the things that makes this quarterback so dangerous is how accurate he can be when he's on the run. And he's a guy that's looking to throw. He's not looking to take off himself. Showed you that accuracy on that play to get the 1st.
Complete. Powerful running as he trucks his way to the 28. We've got a timeout in the waning seconds of the half. Maybe a chance to get off a couple more plays. Just enough time for one final play in this half. From the gun, they'll try to impose their will. Big pickup on the ground here to keep this drive moving and give them the 1st down. They'll immediately call timeout. And as the first half draws near to a close, here comes the field goal unit. Right down the boulevard, it's good. And that will extend their lead even further. We played 2 quarters here. Time to go to Kevin Connors in our halftime update.
Gentlemen, what else is new? A really raucous environment there in Miami. And it's been a dynamite first half, leading to a one-sided score right now. It's not over, but I think both sides know this is on the verge of a blowout. That opposing defense is inside its locker room right now wondering 2 things. What just happened, and what do we do now to try to make this respectable? I don't know about you, but I'm ready to watch this one unfold. Back to our guys in the booth.
And the Terrapins will kick it away to crank up the second half. On the move from inside his 5. Not a lot of space to be found. Good hustle by the coverage team, and they stop him at the 21. Guys, FIU ready to go back to work on offense. They open this 3rd quarter on top, and they built the lead on the strength of that running game.
And they made a huge statement, too, just proving to the other team that they're more physical, they're winning in the trenches. So here in the second half, David, just keep demoralizing this defense by pounding the football.
Yeah, and I'm not going to let that happen. I riled up my guys at halftime. We're going to put more people in the box, and we got to come out and meet the physical challenge of this offense.
You know, it's funny. I know running backs oftentimes are afterthoughts when it comes to the passing game, but when you think about it, this guy's been making people miss his entire life taking handoffs. So why wouldn't you try to get him involved in the passing game as well? You just saw in that last play how dangerous he is after the catch.
And a great job by the QB, find the running back, get in the football where he can do some damage after the catch, and most importantly, get the 1st down.
They'll snap it from the 36. They've got a 1st down. Wants to go up top on 1st down. Got his man out of the backfield. Is there going keep going to him.
Yeah, and it's so hard because you want to stay back and take away the weapons outside for the wide receivers, but when this guy's going to be able to catch the football and he makes plays like this, now I'm going to have to maybe go play more man, bring a guy to him, and not let him get those open touches.
They'll give it to the back. He's in open space downfield. They'll wrestle him down just short of the first down. I don't even think they're going to bring out the chains to measure this.
Man, it's really hard to control the running game if you don't control the line of scrimmage. And how about the defensive line doing a great job attacking those guys up front, not open up lanes to run through. Nice job just nullifying that run altogether.
And the Panthers come to the line needing just inches for the first down. Quick pass to the left, trying to get it to the marker. Speeding down the right side. Touchdown, Panthers! And the route is on.
Man, how hard is it to defend? You have a weapon like this in running back. You can play wide receiver. You can design ways to get the football in his hand. Palmer, once you get it in his hands, he'll do the rest.
Yeah, no doubt. I mean, and oftentimes those are easier throws for quarterbacks. And these running backs, they're just naturally so good when they have the football out in space. Their vision, their creativity, their ability to make people miss. And this guy shows you right there. A difficult guy to stop now for this defense.
Here comes the Maryland offense back onto the field. They didn't get much done the last time they had it, and to punt it away from deep in their own territory, hoping this drive will be more productive. He wastes no time and comes out throwing. That's caught. It's Norrell. They make the stop, trying to pick up just a little bit at a time to get to that first down marker. And here comes the offense on second down. Calls it in. All down, but they'll move the sticks as he picks up the first down.
Over the middle.
Well, it's a great job by the receiver fighting back across the DB there to get to the inside, locate the ball, and catch the slant.
Coming out on first down with the play fake. All kinds of room to throw that one in there. They've got it to the 49-yard line, and they'll move the chains.
That's a huge throw for the offense, but they're down by a ton. They're going to need a lot more of that, and it's not going to be easy considering the defense knows they're probably going to be throwing the ball every play here in the second half moving forward.
Try to make up for some of that lost ground on second down. Looking to throw again. Pocket breaking down. Nowhere to go with the ball and down. He goes at the 39.
And this offensive line's got to do a better job. They've got to protect the quarterback. Listen, this offense is not playing great. They got to somehow find a way to start to get something together here in this second half.
Complete to the left. Breaks into the open. Crosses the 35. Out of bounds there. Nice pickup on the play. Spotted at the 32. Man down on the play as the officials take a break to let him be checked out. This offense hasn't found the end zone yet. Starting to move. It's first and 10. Knocked down at the 27 after a pickup of 5.
And after having a nice game like that on first down, for the offensive coordinator here, maybe you're thinking about being aggressive and taking a shot. Because even if it's incomplete on second down, on third, you won't have that long to go.
An explosive play in the running game as he's got the first down.
Well, obviously the offense went 3 and out on their last drive. They're having a little bit more success here. That was a nice run, and I think that's the key, guys. If they're able to run the football, they're...
And he waltzes in for the score. Touchdown, Maryland! Well, the offense shows some life here and cuts into the lead with that score.
And, man, they needed it. They had to have something to go right. Listen, still down. This is a great start to getting back in this ballgame.
And he tacks on the extra point. Kickoff unit is out there, and boy, did that last drive quiet this crowd. And no chance at a return here. They'll start this drive at their own 25. The Florida International offense is back on the field. They still have the lead, but a productive drive here would keep it a comfortable lead. Out of the gun, the 6-yard pickup.
And that's another productive run. This offense has had a bunch of them today, and they're running back. I think this lead was built on this guy. He's done a great job all game long setting the tone, and I think that's why this offense has been successful.
He made the first guy miss, but there were too many dudes coming to help, and they stopped him behind the line. This is where you make the money on the drives. Ball at the 30, it's 3rd and short. From the gun, wants to pass. Got a man. And he gets it up to the 36. It'll be a first down.
It's tough on the defense there. 3rd down, you're in zone coverage. Everybody's watching the quarterback, and they're trying to make a break on the ball, but he just got it out of his hands too quickly, and the throw was too accurate. Really nothing you can do there, and it's now a fresh set.
Turning it on. They got him free for a big gainer down to the 43. They built this offense around finding mismatches and just get the ball in the back and let him do his thing.
Yeah, it didn't have to be long down the field. I like it, threw it right near the line of scrimmage, but you know I got a guy, when he gets in space, he can make big plays happen. Nice decision by the QB.
He got the first down and still on his feet. He'll go out of bounds right at the 30-yard line. A big play as this offense in business. The Panthers back to the line on first down. Let's see if they keep leaning on this running game. We've reached the break. It's FIU with the lead. Let's take a quick look at the national rankings to see how this playoff race is shaping up.
27, Maryland.
As we start the 4th quarter, it'll take a pretty sizable comeback to win this one. They go back to work in the final period of this one. The offense will have to use its first timeout of the half.
Timeout, Florida International.
FIU comes out with a fresh set of downs. The give to the tailback. And maybe he'll get back to the line of scrimmage, but no more than that.
On the play.
And when you're down later in the football game, you got to start taking some chances. And that was a beautiful run blitz. Great job playing the probability, understanding it might be a run to run some clock, and they guess right, and they make a big play for this defense.
Makes the grab. And he's brought down after a nice gain. That was a nice pickup, running the drag route and finding that quiet, soft spot in the zone.
Yeah, drag routes not only work against man coverage, they work against zone too. If you can find the soft spot and the quarterback gets it to him early, he can turn upfield, and you saw that right there.
Wide receiver going in motion. Now from inside the red zone. And he was hit just as he released it, and it falls to the turf.
And we need more of this from this defense, man. They have let this guy have too much time to throw the football. They haven't gotten that jersey dirty yet, haven't sacked him. But this is just as good as a sack. Getting to him, hitting him, letting him feel the physicality of this game, and not letting him feel comfortable.
He's got him in the flat. He steps out of bounds right at the 15-yard line. And it seems to be a lot easier for the quarterback to find this guy than it is for the defense.
Yeah, and I think this is a guy, Reese, that you can split him out. You can feel comfortable getting the football as many ways as possible because he is one of those matchup problems. Linebackers aren't going to be able to run with him, so try to find ways to maximize that little guy's speed and athletic ability.
So here comes the field goal unit. They've been doing work today. They've already made a couple. It's good. And that lead grows even bigger.
And they just tack on more points to this big lead. Listen, 4th quarter sitting extremely pretty. All we got to do, not give up big plays, make them earn everything they get the rest this way, and we look pretty good.
Maryland has the ball back, and the Terrapin offense ready to go. Trying to start the drive with a pass. Snags it over to the line. And good coverage by on 2nd and long. Looking to fire. They get him on a rush, and it pays off. The sack at the 20.
This quarterback has been under duress all game long. He's one of the best in the country. He's used to having his way. He's the one who's used to dictating to opposing defenses, but that has not been the case in this game. Here we are late. He's still under pressure, taking a sack there.
On 3rd and long, you'll need to push it downfield. And the deep shot is complete inside the 35-yard line. And he slipped through the crowd, and he'll house it. Touchdown, Tampa!
Man, that's a play this kid has been running ever since he was 7 years old at the park with his best friend, throwing him go routes right down the field. I'm running by a guy, I'm looking back, locating the football, making the catch, and he does it in a big moment here in this game.
Not much drives more anxiety than waiting to see if the hands team can corral the onside kick, and they do. FIU gets it back, and the Panthers will send the offense back onto the field. David, they couldn't pay off that last drive with a touchdown.
Now they moved the ball down the field and executed like they wanted to until they stalled out and had to settle for a field goal.
I think if you want to take the next step, too, here and score a touchdown, you got to start finding more creative ways to get your best players the ball. Let's see if they can do that here.
Got the completion, but nowhere to go as that defense reacted quickly. And the Panthers now with a long way to go to pick up the first down.
Man, that linebacker is athletic. He can make tackles in space against very athletic dudes. That receiver's not an easy guy to bring down. That linebacker got him down quick.
He's been so locked in, it seems like any pass call is a guaranteed chunk play.
Yeah, and winning late like this in the ball game, keep trusting him, keep spinning. You know why? Because stats matter late in the game. You want some postseason awards? Keep chucking it, keep getting those stats.
They knock him down inside the 30 at the 29. It's a pickup of 6. The Panthers with a 2nd and short to keep this drive moving. From the gun, they'll try to impose their running game. Nice pickup on the ground there. They'll move the sticks for the first down.
Big reason why his team has the lead right now late is because of his performance running the football. Well over 100 yards in this game. They knew that they were going to have to really put a lot of pressure on him. He'd have to shoulder the load. He has delivered for his offense all game long.
He just keeps piling up numbers with completion after completion in this standout performance.
And I think some people might say late in the game, you got the win, everything's in hand, be a little bit conservative, or you just say, I'm just going to keep doing me. And what I do with this offense is throw the football all over the yard, and I'm going to try to win me a big trophy at the end of the year.
Defense rose up deep in its own end on that last play. Now a 2nd and long coming. He's brought down at the 6, but the defense feeling the heat to make a stop here. They'd really rather not have to settle for 3. It's 3rd and goal from the 6. Looking to throw. Get it out on the screen. And there were no creases or crevices to run through, and they shove him out of bounds.
Well, on 3rd down, they go to the running back screen. They're able to get a couple of yards, but not enough for the first. What do they do?
They'll try to tack on a little extra to this lead with a touchdown here on 4th and goal. He's looking to pass. Touchdown, Panthers. And the play has started. They're on the board again, and it looks as if this winning streak is going to continue.
With that last touchdown, they remain undefeated. And what can you say about this offense? One of the most explosive in the entire nation. And they're coming in, I think, every week with the mindset that we're just going to outscore everybody. We are okay going into a track meet. And that's really what we saw in this game today. But opponents just cannot keep pace with them and all of the athletes they have on the offensive side of the ball.
And they take another look at the play. The few officials on the field were right, and the play will stand. Let's go to the studio now and check in with Kevin Connors. Kevin, what do you got?
Guys, your game is a big one, but so is this battle right now inside the American. UTSA is down right now inside the Alamo Dome. But this young man under center today has shown some moxie. We could see a legend movement in San Antonio. It's a touchdown game. They're trailing by 7 to Memphis. We'll circle back if anything big happens in this clash in the American you should know about.
Thanks for the update on that one, Kevin. Let us know when it goes final. Here comes the heat. And the pressure gets him back at the 8-yard line.
When I got a stud quarterback like they do, I'm going to protect him. I'm going to make sure that I keep him upright because he can do some serious damage. But this defense applying pressure and applying the hammer in this football game.
Rides the back on the option, the give. And he works his way forward and finally down at the 15. The offense wastes no time getting the timeout called. They've got to come up with a big play on this third and long. From the gun, wants to pass. Right on the money. He'll go out of bounds at the 28-yard line, and deep in your own end, you need plays like that. The Terrapins with the 1st and 10.
First down for the offense.
Gives it on the option. And I think they'll give him 2 on that one. 2nd and 8 coming up. Got a little work done on 1st down. Now back to the line. Leaves it with the back. Oh, he's got some space. Finally forced out of bounds. Maybe a step shy of midfield. They'll mark it at the 49. And the Terrapins pounded the rock to move the sticks. Now back to work. Hand off from the gun. You'll take this every time. 5 yards on the 1st down play.
Well, I think the offense at this point now, they're just trying to limit the damage. They want to get out of here and move on, turn the page to the next game because things just have not been going their way, throwing or running the football.
And he was fortunate not to lose yardage on that play, able to wedge it back to the line of scrimmage.
Yeah, this has been tough sledding, right? This offense has really struggled to move the football, and this game's all but over. But here's the thing, man. Thank God you don't play this defense every week. And let's continue to work here and find something we can do and build maybe a little bit of momentum so next week we play a little bit better football.
The defense uses their 2nd time out of the half as they try to get their act together. He will not pick up the 1st down. The desperation play, and that one might have sealed their fate.
Offensively, this is a beautiful time now because now I get to get all my other guys in the game. Guys that don't get to play that much, we're up. This game's over after that missed 4th down conversion. Now we get to get everybody in the ball game, or if you choose, like Jesse probably would, to go pad some stats and get some more catches, get some more rush yards if that's your thing.
Snuffed out behind the line of scrimmage, and we have not seen much of that. What a day he's had so far. Not what they had in mind to start this drive. Here comes 2nd and 13. Tight end in motion, see how the D reacts. From the gun, he leaves it with the back. Able to pick his way forward for a decent game before the defense gets him down. Winning those individual 6-second battles every play, time after time after time after time, and that leads to a victory here.
And I love when teams go out and play like it's sudden death. Like if they lose the game, their entire season is over. This game wasn't for the national championship, but you wouldn't know that watching this winning team, David. Tremendous effort and tremendous execution.
I love competitive people. I love competitive coaches. I love competitive teams that they know that their job is to go out and get a W no matter where you play. You want to play in the parking lot? We'll go meet you. Great job by this team.